Sorry.
Sorry, I was planning to start the online meeting here. It's not the network problems here. Anyway, so yeah, today's lecture is as he introduced, Professor Christopher Gomez. So it's a very good chance to take the class of him. Yeah, much better than me.
Yes.
And yeah, as he explained, today's topic is about SFM, and probably I think you've prepared some software installation coming. But if you have any questions, please let us know. Of course, Chris and Tennyson and I support you. Cheers.
Okay, thank you. I gave you, Dr. Hayakawa sent you a PDF with the objectives of the lecture and everything. So we'll go back quickly on those. So the objectives today, or the objectives are, I want you to be able to use SFM MVS using the MetaShape software, not only from UAV, you might have done it already, but using a normal camera, just a handheld camera. Oh! Hayakawa sensei, SD カードは
そうだ、SD カード。
できた。
ごめんなさい。ありがとうございます。
So today I'm going to use a regular camera that you can buy. It's not very expensive. And what we're going to do is microgeomorphology. And remember, you can measure about anything you want. It doesn't have to be a soil or a rock or a landscape. It can be anything. You can do your face, you can do your body, you can do your shoes. My student was taking classes with me before. She and her father loved motorbike. And the first thing she did with the laser and the SFM was to do in 3D her motorbike. And she loved it. So you can really choose whatever you want to apply the SFM. I don't want to be talking to you here for like an hour or 2 hours because it won't do any good. What I want us to do is to go outside, test the system ourselves, and then we'll come back here and do it together, do the SFM process together. The reason behind it is because as a learner, as a student, there are different ways of learning. Some people listen and they can remember. Some people need to see and some people need to do. But when you are dealing with skills, like learning software or learning how to do SFM, I think it's best to see it and experience it by yourself. And that's why I think that Dr. Hayakawa has brought you to the drone park and different places so that you guys can experience it as well. So now I invite you to get your bump away from the seat and we're going to go outside to any other location and try our SFM model. Do you have any questions so far? No, we're good? Perfect. 荷物はそのままにしていい先生？
はい、大丈夫です。
とりあえずカメラ、ルーラー。I'm going to bring these rulers. Why? Why do you think I need it? じゃあ3分ほど周りの友達と議論して考えてみてください。一人でじゃなくて周りの人たちと議論してください。あなたたちが後ろの方と一緒にやってください。3分ほどどうしてこれが必要？ Think for 5 minutes. Why do we need this? And provide me with an answer in English. 英語で書いてみてください。Why do we need it?
We should check the real side
about you, Thomas? Why do you think we need it? Yes, indeed, we will measure something. But why is it necessary? What about you guys? What do you think? Why do we need it? Why do we need it? The camera doesn't know what is the size of the lens.
ベージュロームの方
さあ、みんなは正しい答えを出してくれたんですけれども、We need those rulers to know the size of our model. We need the rulers because we don't know the size of the model. When you fly the UAV, you have the X, Y, Z from the location of the UAV. When you fly a hand camera, you have no idea. So it doesn't know if your sand pile is that big, or that big, or that big, or like the size of a mountain. It has no idea. So you need to constrain the size. This you all said, perfect. There is another reason. What is the second reason? The second reason is because we need to be able to measure the accuracy of the model. We're going to use from those rulers points to measure the size, and we're going to keep some points to measure how accurate our model is, whether the model we are doing is close to reality, to the measurement or not. I'm going to explain that later. So now I invite you to take your camera, if you have brought one. I'm sure you have all installed the software on your computer, and we're going to go outside, I don't know where, it doesn't matter, just in front of the building, dig some holes, and measure the size of the holes. Okay? So I'm going to bring the camera and try to get that to work. So, 精度を測るために。Okay, let's go. So for the people online, for the people online, we come back maybe later. ちょっとした。いえいえ、それは私です。ありがとうございます。で、外に出るのはここから。学部の前に穴掘ったら怒られないね。
下がよく見えてる河川とかの写真を撮ると、
はい、
でそれもモデリング可能ですか？
可能、普通に。
水に屈折なんか折れるとかは
あります。
ありますよね。
一番問題が、はい、その水の上の反射、反射がカメラとともに動くような感じに見えてるから、後でもう後処理が必要ですね、写真の方。でもう水が深すぎるともう全然問題ができなくなる。まあこの下でいいかもしれないね。ちょうどいいんじゃない？そうすると私が座れるからもうぴったりです。この足弱いね。 ここで座っても全然構わない。好きな感じにしてください。So, today we're going to do more than just measure the topography. I want to show you that we can use it for other reasons. We did it yesterday. If you do one model, then you scoop out, and you do another model, you can measure the volume, right? But the amount of sand that you're going to scoop out, if you measure it very precisely, you put it in a bag, and you do it very carefully, and then you measure the mass, the weight, you can get back the density. 堆積物の密度もまず土の密度を測ることができるんですね。で、他の方法はいっぱいあるんですけれども、粘土があるとか、その細かい粒子の場合はいくつかの方法があるんですけれども、また粒子が大きいとかボロボロしてると、その他の方法の場合はもう測れることができません。だから SFM を使って測れることもできるのが密度を測れるのがとてもいいことですね。でもう一つのことが、他の方法ではエラーが発生するのもあるんですけども、そのエラーの計算が実験してエラーして、それで外で使うんですけれども、現場でどんぐらいのエラーが発生すると測れない方法ばっかりですね。だから実はデータが出てもどんぐらい正しいが、まあ大体こんな感じと言ってるんですけれども、そこまでは言えない。で SFM を使ったら現場のエラーまでも測れるので、もう非常にいい方法と思います。他の the other it's in English. The other methods, they all rely on quite heavy equipment, like the sand replacement method, where you dig a hole and you put some sand inside with a flume. Have you seen that before? No. But you have to carry a huge, 40キロぐらいの砂のバッグはもう山の中に持っていかないといけないから、とっても大変。You have to carry very heavy equipment. So for the field, like you going mountain, maybe it's not so good. But if you only carry this, you bring back your sample, you can still do your measurements. And you can also have an idea of how accurate your measurement is. So for that, I think it's a powerful way. So how does it work? Well, the best way to start is to do a square, and to make sure that it's not going to move, we're going to line it. やられてる時にも絶対失敗する。いつもそんな感じです。手が震えて。この入れ方があると思うんですけど、フレームを使うときにこちらの、鉄で言えば when you're using a frame, what is important is that this frame is rigid or hard enough so that it doesn't move vertically too much. If you put it on the ground, you want this to be your x-axis and this one your y-axis, and your z would be 0 all around on that plate, so that if this goes down like this, you know that your 0 is not going to be regular. So make sure that you have something which is very, very hard. This is not perfect. I brought this from Kobe, so I took something which is not too heavy. But if you have, let's say, a small piece of wood or something which is harder underneath, it's way better. こちらの上下のところがもう硬くないと、もうゼロの時点がぐにゃぐにゃになって、それでもうゼロではなくなるから、それを気をつけた方がいいと思います。で、こちらは XY 軸の代わりになります。で、今回は最初にこちらの地面の写真を撮るんですね。で、SFM のために写真撮るときに2つの方法があります。だから例えばこんな感じのブロックがあれば、写真撮るときにブロックの周りにこんな感じでぐるぐるぐるぐるって回って写真撮る。 So you take the photograph by going around it, and then you can lower your camera slowly. The main rule is you don't take pictures one here, and one here, and one here, and one here, because the SIFT algorithm is the algorithm inside the software. It's recognizing different patterns, different features on your photograph, and then it tries to place them one after the other. So it likes photograph to be aligned. If they are not, it's not going to work well. So make sure that you align all your camera, like you did yesterday. When you have a model which is something like which is closer to a 一面と近いですね。これは口写真と同じ。You take the photograph in that case as though you were just flying a UAV or an airplane or whatever. So when you do your model, you might do several models in a row. The first thing you want to do is to take a photograph of, let's say, a note that you took. This is model number 1. This is pictures, blah blah blah, so that you know what pictures they are. Once you have taken hundreds of pictures, thousands of pictures, you have no idea what was what. So make sure that you have 目印みたいの写真を撮るのは大事と思います。And the general rule is that you might want to take a series of photographs from far away and then zoom a bit. If you zoom too much, it's going to look like you have two models together, so it's not going to work well. The easiest way is to do only from one location. And when you take photograph, you want to take photograph taking this area here. 今回のモデルは真ん中だけを撮りたいんですけれども、写真撮るときに外側も撮った方がいいと思います。その方法自体が写真の重ね具合を使ってるから、重ねてる写真が少なくなるとエラーが発生するんですよね。だからいらないデータも入れる必要があります。If you have any question, just ask me. And then I'm going to take a series of photographs, so let me do it. で、合わせて写真撮る。非常につまらない作業です。ドローンと同じ。大事な点がこちらのカメラの向きを変えないです。こうしたらとか絶対ダメです。あとは手処理でデータをその写真の向きが全て同じにしないといけない。So what is important here is that you don't change the direction of the camera. You just do it several times. If you have a very good computer, you can take a lot of photographs. If you have a computer which is maybe not that strong, you want to limit the number of photographs that you have. Okay, then I'm going to take something else. So that would be our first model, okay? So now I'm going to invite you to come and take photograph yourself so that you can try. So come in over here and maybe 順番でとかチームでやってもいいかもしれないけど、例えばこの3人が1人が写真撮るとか、2人ともの間に撮るとかでもいいし、好きな感じにしてください。2人ずつのチームにしてもいいかもしれない。1人の女性がマラソンマンと
頑張ってください。やってきます。じゃあ先にしますか。
どうぞ。
じゃあこっちでしましょう。
そうですね。And on one photograph, on 3 photographs, you need to be able to see the same element. だいたい1つの、なんかカメラで見えてるものをもう3つの写真以上で見れないとダメですね。だから重ね型にしてもいっぱい重ねないとダメです。ダメです。
こうして、
はい。そうです。はい。
いやいやいや、ここからでまた
いいですか。
続いても大丈夫です。
Why it's not good? The reaction is changed. Or the software will
No, it won't.
they will identify the same location on each book. So even if the reaction is not changed, they will not. It is not around.
It works well if you work on a building because the window and walls are very different.
Okay.
But
So
all of this
okay.
looks very much the same for the computer.
It's so difficult to like type.
Yes, absolutely. So when you work with the natural environment, like that tree and that tree, it looks very much the same for the computer.
Okay. That's why. Okay.
ピントは当てた？若干なんかブラーな気がしてる。はい。じゃあ次のチームお願いします。Next。So you saw it yesterday. You can give her advice.
いい感じだと思う。
みんな3分の量ですか。
3回で終わりちゃって大丈夫。十分じゃない。
Not advice. Yeah, good.
照れた？
はい、あれ私は撮ってないんですけど撮ってもらいました。
So,
動きすぎ。